Hey drummers, it's Rob here. Welcome to this free mini song lesson for beginners. Today I want to talk about the subject around double-handed hi-hat grooves. As always, I've got a PDF for you to download from my website for free. You'll find the link beneath this video. So have this printed out in front of you as we go through this together. It's going to make things a lot easier for you to understand. So the idea is we're playing drum beats that have really fast 16th notes on the hi-hat. This is generally how double-handed hi-hat beats are sort of thought and written down. We're playing 16th notes, 1 eander, 2 eander, so that's 4 notes per beat, 1 eander, 2 eander, 3 eander, 4 eander. And in order to play these types of drum beats fast, you either have to have amazing technique with your right hand, like I can play sort of pretty fast with one hand. But after a while, my right hand gives up and I can't really play a whole song that way. So in order to get around that, you can split the hands up, the hi-hat part up, into two hands, double-handed hi-hat parts. So you'll be playing 1 eander, 2 eander, 3 eander, 4 eander. My right hand there is starting the pattern and my right hand is coming down to play the snare drum. Now on a normal kit that you're probably playing on, your hi-hat will be over here. It's exactly the same, it's just you'll be doing that. I'll be doing this instead, so don't get thrown off by that. 1 eander, 2 eander, 3 eander, 4 eander. And with all these examples, you could try varying where you play the hands. So one example would be to play the tom in front of you. You could play the floor tom, but you end up having to cross over with your right hand, which is not very comfortable or easy. So you could play the same drum beats, create a really cool effect that way. Or for the more advanced drummers, and so this comes into its own sort of style of drum beat itself, you play on the snare drum, and what you're doing is you're playing all the notes sort of quietly, but your right hand that comes down on beats 2 and 4, you're going to accent. So you can have sort of fun with that. Once you've got the basics down with the hi-hat, you could play between the right cymbal and the hi-hat, which you could probably do it over here. I'm not sure what you could do. Well, you'd do it like that, wouldn't you? So there's lots of different ideas you can do with this. So don't just stick with the double-handed hi-hat. Try playing around and you'll find the drum beat sounds completely different sometimes. So taking a look at our first example, we'll start off very simply. We're going to play the bass drum on beats 1 and 3, and all these examples with a few extra snare drum notes. We've got the snare drum backbeat falling on beats 2 and 4. So 1 eander, 2 eander, 3 eander, 4 eander, 1 eander, 2 eander, 3 eander, 4. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And let's hear that played slowly up to speed. Here we go. So with our next example, beat 2, I'm sort of increasing the number of bass drum notes in the bottom, moving them around. This is a classic drum beat. You hear it in a lot of songs, this bass drum positioning. We're basically playing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And when you've got any notes that fall on 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, they're going to fall either, they're going to fall with the right hand. Either your right hand's playing on the snare drum or the hi-hat, but the bass drum note falling on those notes is going to fall with the right hand, wherever it happens to be on the kit. So in this example, playing it slowly. 1 eander, 2 eander, 3 and 4 eander, 1 eander, 2 eander, 3 eander, 4 eander, 3 eander. So let's hear that example played up to speed. For beat 3, we got another very, very popular drum beat that gets played in a lot of songs. We're playing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. And both those bass drums in the middle there are going to fall with the right hand again. 1 eander, 2 eander, 3 eander, 4 eander, 1 eander, 2 eander, 3 eander, 4 eander, 1, 2 and 3 and 4. When you start to speed these drum beats up, you don't really have to count all the 16th notes. You can sort of move up to the next subdivision. I'm just counting 8th notes there as I get fast. And 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Anyway, here's his slow up to speed. So for beat 4, I've taken basically the bass drum pattern from beat 2, but added an extra bass drum note to the end on the and of beat 4. So a very popular rhythm as well. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. But then also, just for a bit of fun and to show you where you can take this sort of stuff, is I'm coming down with the left hand off the hi-hat to play the snare drum on the of beat 2. 2E and 2E and So you've got to do a little bit of crossover with your hands, depending on how far back your hi-hat is. And you shouldn't have it right back here, of course, sort of as far forward as your kit allows you to do it. So you've got space for your right hand to come down underneath your left hand to play the snare drum. So this is a bit more tricky, but we'll play it slowly. 1E and 2E and 3 and 4 and 1E and 2E and 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1. You might want to just start off by playing the simple bass drum pattern from beat 1 and just adding that snare drum with that pattern. So really just focusing on playing that left hand comfortably. But yeah, you can have a lot of fun with this where you sort of may play the snare drum with the left hand in different places of the drum beat. Anyway, here's this played slowly up to speed. So for my last example, beat 5, I've got the snare drum, extra snare drum being played on the of 2 again, but then I've also added a bass drum note falling on the E of beat 4. So we haven't talked about playing the bass drums on any of the E's or the the in-between notes of the 8th notes, 1 E and and of course any note that falls on the E on the is going to fall with your left hand. Of course, with your left hand, it's going to be falling with your right hand, but you know that. Excuse me. So let's play it slowly. 1 E and 2 E and 3 and 4 E and There's a tricky bit there, perhaps. 4 E and Feeling comfortable playing the bass drum with the left hand there. And when you're playing these, try to make sure your hands are staying as even as possible. You can add some dynamics, and you're naturally going to perhaps play the hi-hat notes where the bass drum falls down a little bit harder than the other notes. But try to make sure you're feeling sort of it's feeling even as much as you can. 1 E and 2. 3 and 4 E and 1 E and 2, 3 and 4 E and 1, 2, 3 and 4 E. So that's not really technically a beginner drum beat, but I thought I'd throw it in as a future challenge for you guys to have a go at. Here's Up to Speed. So I hope you had fun with that. Don't forget to download the free PDF that came with this lesson. Again, the link is beneath this video. And while you're at my website, you might want to consider signing up to become an online member. And what I currently offer for £97 is a full year's online access to every single full video song lesson I've ever recorded and transcribed. Unlike these beginner lessons where I'm just talking sort of techniques and drum beats, general sort of ideas, my main business, the reason for the website, is to teach you full song lessons from start to finish. Every single bar is included. You get the fully transcribed PDF drum chart with each of those song lessons. And I've got over 550, almost 600 full video song lessons teaching you a song from start to finish. Many, many famous and popular songs. As a thank you for signing up, I give you access to hundreds more little videos teaching you many famous drum beats, fills and even drum solos. I give you 3 ebooks I've written over the years containing hundreds more famous drum beats, fills and solos. And then over the year of your subscription, you also gain instant online access to all the new material that I upload for my members. And I record new lessons every week unless I'm ill or on holiday. So you've got lots of cool stuff to look forward to over the year of your subscription. But if you've got any questions about any of that, then feel free to email me, rob@drumstheword.com. And until our next drum lesson together, toodle pip and happy drumming to you.